Yes sir, we back in this bit. Generosity, wildest confessions. We're gonna jump into it, jip it. We going, man, y'all know I'm verbally challenged, man. Leave me alone. We gonna get into it. Hope y'all enjoy it. We got J Fold right here. Let's get it.
Hello, welcome back to More Confessions, where I read some of your wild and...
Anybody picking at my speech impediment, you're banned. Frick you. I've been gooning the femboys even though I'm married with 3 children. She ought to divorce you right now. That's nuts.
Weird stories that you guys have sent me. I don't need a long intro trying to explain rada. The title is self-explanatory. Let's just get started. I have a crush on Yoshi from Super Mario. I made like 20 different AI bots of him, and I've had like 4 kids with each of them.
Not Peach. Not Daisy. Not even big mouth sucky Birdo. Piranha Plant. Yoshi.
You know they say start off strong, but this might be a little too strong.
What the?
Are you okay? Do you need help? Like, I love Yoshi too, but Yoshi looks like a stray animal. It's like a dinosaur turtle thing. I don't know what Yoshi is, but there's definitely no human.
Like, I get if it was this Yoshi, the thick John, because he got a lot of cushion to push. But regular Yoshi?
Traits to Yoshi. Has it ever crossed your mind that this is not healthy? You are already too far gone. So like, I don't know how to say this, but I basically ate a live spider for $2 because I needed to buy this thing in a game to gamble so I could win. I lost all my money. You see, the only reason you lost all your money is because $2 is nothing to
like, bro.
Imagine if you put in $50,
Stupid.
you're almost guaranteed to win.
Wow, live spider.
Give up before they hit it big. Remember that for next time. I went downstairs one morning in my college dorm room to see my drunk roommate making out with my professor. And my professor said if I stayed quiet, I get an A on my next test. So you imagine I never told anyone. And come to the next test, I see I get a freaking C-. That jack lied to me. So I did the natural thing and ratted both of them out. And they professor got fired and my dorm roommate got kicked out. So I get a whole dorm room to myself. A win-win.
That's what the frick you get. You promised me a motherfucking A. You know I was failing. You know I needed that A, bro. I went to spring break in Miami going crazy. You know I needed that A. And you gave me a freak. Yeah, I'm telling. Yep. Anima say he graped her too. Facts. Add extra sauce in the pan just so I can make sure you get fired. Frick you. Yep. Touched her without her consent. All that. Took that on some Diddy. Take that. Yep. All that. And you could have made it if you would have just gave me the A. And now, see, now I gotta not only tell, and I gotta throw in some extra lies. Facts.
I guess that's a win to me. You get a high five. My homeboy got jumped over a bucket of chicken. It was crazy. But it's kind of his fault for bringing a whole bucket of chicken to school. You see, I don't really understand this confession.
Was he black?
Blaming your homeboy for bringing food to school so he doesn't have to starve for the day or eat the cafeteria food? Ew. How is this his fault? If
like
I
something
brought a
growing on that
lunchbox
burger
to school and a bunch of dudes jumped me, robbing me for my lunchbox, is it my fault for bringing a lunchbox to school? No. You just go to a school with people with no manners. Crazy that you victim blaming your homie. You're not a real homie. When I was younger,
jump for a
I would read
bucket of chicken is
all the
crazy.
time, and I would occasionally write fanfics about people and teachers at school doing it. One day, one of my friends found out, and that stupid stank snitch leaked it around the school. It was so bad, I couldn't even show my face around school, and I almost got expelled. My reputation went down too fast, and people would read it out loud. In one of my fanfic, I wrote it with me and my crush. He ended up printing it out and showing people it like how Regina George did. At that point, I just wanted to move away and start fresh from all this embarrassment.
Yeah, you might have to pull that out. Yeah, you might have to do that joint.
In the end, I moved away, but there are people who would DM me and ask if I was the weird girl who wrote stories about the school. I think the moral of this story is never tell your friends about your hobbies.
She was freaked out.
I've stolen hundreds of dollars worth of items from Walmart in the last year. Rookie numbers. You ever scanned a PS5 as a banana in the self-checkout? I don't think so. You gotta get those numbers up, bro. 2 weeks before I moved out of my ex-roommate's apartment, she kicked me off the Wi-Fi that we both paid for and lied to me about it. I work from home. She was a mess the entire time I lived with her. So on my last day there, before I left,
you gotta
I peed
do
in her
something
pickled
crazy.
Onions jar. She was a she deserved it. I hope she ate them all up. You know what, I'm on yours.
Yeah, like she deserved that. One, you cutting my internet for 2 weeks, and you're just casually popping pickles out of the pickle jar like it's candy. Like, your life is already downhill. Like, You got to be a special type of down bad to just be casually picking pickles out the pickle jar. Quaymax, I do that. Hey, I'm going to pray for you, bro. Hope things get better for you at home, bro. I'm going to pray for you.
Side. She deserved it, mainly because she be eating.
That's crazy.
Onions. Who eats that? Back when I was a little kid, I never changed my socks and got some crazy athlete's foot. Like every other week I had it. I had like hella skin peeling off my foot and it was disgusting now that I think about it. Anyway, I used to peel off big chunks of it and eat it. If you want to know, it was chewy and tasted low-key salty. I did not need to know. I can't believe we all used to do this.
No way.
I never did this in my life. One time a few months back, I had a girl in my class that I thought was fine. Like, I mean, a 10 out of 10. So when I finally asked her to be my partner, she said she liked me too. We were in love and I saw my whole life with her already. Fast forward a couple months and she wanted to tell me something. I asked her what, and she told me something that changed my perception for a good time. She was a lesbian, and she was dating this girl for almost 4 to 5 years while she was dating me for 6 months. I was shook and didn't even know how to react. I immediately hung up and ended the relationship and reflected for almost the whole day. I gave everything to her, and she would break me just like that? I couldn't believe it. I've gotten over it after a bit, thankfully, and I've set my sights on someone else. I know this is a confessions thing, but I was wondering if you had any advice.
5-6 years is crazy.
Man, that's sad, bro. By the way, love your vids, and you can't beat Godzilla, little bro. What? Man, I was feeling sorry for you, but now you said that bullshit. I'm not giving you no advice. Instead, I'm gonna curse you. I'll place a curse that all of your future girlfriends will be secretly gay.
That's a crazy curse.
Don't you ever say I can't beat Godzilla again. You don't know me. When I was in college, both me and my roommate were hardcore weebs. We were so into male idol anime, and I set my iPad's alarm to a hot anime boy's voice whispering. Hey, how you doing, little mama? Let me whisper it. It went off in a crowded bus. She was embarrassed as well. She pretended she didn't even know.
What y'all know about that whisper song, man?
That is embarrassing. You should have kept it on for the rest of the bus ride. It's another way to establish dominance. I was once with my homeboy. This was in high school.
I wouldn't even had that on.
So we were hungry and decided to ask our parents for money to go buy food. They said no, so we decided to do the next logical chain of events.
Stole it.
Burn down a house. We broke down inside a house that...
Wait. You ask for money. You get told no. And you decide to commit arson? Burn down a whole house? Like, where's the correlation? That don't even make sense.
I was like a few streets away from our neighborhood and grabbed a lot of stuff, but my homie accidentally dropped a torch. I still wonder what it was doing there.
That's like me trying to go outside and play with some friends. My mom tell me no, and I decided to play dress up with my mom's freaking makeup and wigs. Like,
fire started taking over the place. We panicked and ran away. Next day, we seen on the news the same house, and apparently it burned down with a cat inside.
Damn.
And nobody knows we did it to this day. Please don't judge me. That was like a decade ago.
No, we still gonna judge you.
Collecting emails for this confession, because if I was,
yeah.
Ooh, I'm snitching. I have a boyfriend, but I low-key want to hook up with this guy in my theater program.
Nigga, what? Facts. Nah, that's automatic cutoff, man. Like something like this can't slide. You can't be having no girlfriend or boyfriend. Y'all in a relationship and she's thinking about another guy. Because if an opportunity presents itself, he or she is gonna go 10 times out of 10. If the other person that's not your partner put that enough pressure on them, they will fold. No exceptions. Immediately, as soon as you catch wind of it, it's over. Baby, please. Baby, no. Baby, eat a dick. We're not doing that.
Bro, just break up with your boyfriend. Like, for real. Cheating is bad, and you also don't want to be known as the cheating ex. That label will be stuck.
And what that sound like she just there out of light. It sound like pity. Like she don't want to be rude, break his heart, bro. You already got your eyes, mind set on somebody else. You know that's not what you want. Might as well get a move on, man. You know what I'm saying?
On you for life, for good reason. And if you're already having lustful feelings for this random dude in your theater program, you're obviously not messing with your boyfriend like that. So you got two options. Stay with your boyfriend and work with the relationship, or break up with him and go off. I know breaking up with him will cause his heart to break, but you know what's a bigger heartbreak? Him breaking up with you because you cheated. That's horrible, bro. Cheating should never be an option. Plus, you'll go to hell. And hell don't sound pretty. They don't got Wi-Fi down there. I don't like that. That's my my advice.
Or
Dang,
potato
I should be a
chips either.
psychologist or something. One time I was in the bathroom stall and my intrusive thoughts took over and I wanted to see if I could pee from above the toilet. I put one foot on the toilet paper dispenser and another on the handicap rail and just let it rip. Unfortunately, I completely missed and flooded the floor. On the way down, I slipped on the now slippery handicap rail and broke my arm. So what did we learn here?
Don't be an idiot.
Don't try
bro.
to do trick shots while peeing like you sponsored by Red Bull. Instead, always pee while sitting down. Men included. Just to make sure no splashes go anywhere, sit down while you pee, even at the urinals. Hello, family.
We peeing regularly, bro.
Here. My brother got the cops called on him because his bit was tripping. One day in October 2024, my brother came in my room talking about how he missed being in a relationship after breaking up with his ex. I told him to move on and forget about her. Later that week, he came running into my room crying his eyes out. I'm confused as hell and asked, dude, the F wrong with you? He then proceeds to show me his recent text with his ex. He went back to her, shake my head.
These gifts, bro.
BS on the screen, I realized the dude said he was gonna off himself if they didn't get back together.
Okay, you know, I get wanting to be in a relationship, bro. I get that, because it do hit different, though. But at the same time, with an ex, it's an ex for a reason. Not only that, like, you making it even weirder. You told her you're gonna blow your head off if you don't get back with her. If y'all don't get back together. Like, that's not even real love. She not even gonna get back with you because of love. It's gonna get back with you because she don't want you blowing your head off. That's like, I wouldn't even want to be in a relationship like that where she feel like she gotta be with me so I won't freaking kill myself. That's crazy. That's crazy. You shouldn't even feel like that. You shouldn't even be having them type thoughts. Real spill. So, come on, you can find you another queen or king.
That night, even later that night, the cops come to our door for an evaluation check because the girl called the cops like the decent person she is. My brother has no game, bruh. Anyway, peace out, love the vid. Wait, I'm confused. When did this method get patched? I've been texting everybody I've ever had a crush on with texts like these.
Where's my daughter?
And you're telling me this method don't work?
Nah, do not do that.
Why I never get a text back?
Yeah, don't do that,
class
bro.
pet on accident, bro. It was an ugly ass
Don't do
guinea
that.
pig named some bullshit. I forgot the name. I gave the guinea pig half of my guacamole my mother packed for whatever reason. I did not know avocados were poisoned in them. Also, we had a rat infestation in my school, so one of the rats found its way into the guinea pig cage and bit the guinea pig and it ate the guacamole. R.I.P. little you probably tasted good. Also, we saw a crucified rat behind the school during a fire drill.
That's funny.
I once made cried
That's
at a
funny.
funeral just so I wouldn't get kicked out of the will. And the wildest part, I barely knew the dude. He was like my mom's second cousin's ex-husband or some but he made the best banana bread I've ever tasted in my life.
How would you get inside the will if they ain't really know you like that? If y'all weren't close, if you not getting that money, bro. I'll probably have a better chance of getting to that mother freaking will. The heck?
So when I found out he was rich and dying, I showed up like R.I.P. King with tears on demand. 2 weeks later, boom, I get a check for $837.47 in the mail. No explanation, I cashed that and bought a weighted blanket, 2 anime figurines, and a mechanical keyboard that like.
Bro, you spent $800 on some bullshit, bro. Bro, 1, how did the frick that work? 2, you spent $800 on some nonsense. Anime figurines, a weighted pillow, they kind of tough. And a mechanical keyboard. Nigga, you're trash. You're not a good player. You're not going to no E-leagues. Definitely ain't getting no E-hoes. I don't know why you need a mechanical keyboard. You suck. The frick?
Lights up. Was it morally wrong? Absolutely. Would I do it again?
I'm mad he got the money.
Honestly, maybe. Depends on the snacks. I don't know how to feel about this. Yeah, it's morally wrong to do this, but the dude's already dead and he don't need the money, so you do you. You do you.
Mad he got that
Back
money.
in
He
college,
didn't deserve
I had
that
a
money.
roommate who kept stealing my leftovers
I
like it
deserve
was a
that.
sport. I warned him, he laughed. So one day, I took a dump, froze it, shaved it like dark chocolate, and dusted it over a homemade tiramisu. Left it in the fridge like bait. Bro ate the whole thing and said, and I quote, "It's earthy with death." I looked him dead in the eye and said,
Yeah, it's an ancient family recipe.
Oh, you finna
he
die.
licked the plate clean and asked
Ugh!
for seconds. I packed my bags and vanished. Never paid the rent, never told a soul. Never saw him again.
Man, he gets straight from the source. As he pull his pants down, open them cheeks, just let it rain. Let it rain.
And honestly,
Facts.
I never wanted to. Feeding your roommate Dookie Misu is wild, but you did warn him. I'm on your side. I interned at a hospital one time, and in the emergency room, there was some old lady who ate a whole bag of edibles. So when I had to clean up her vomit, she asked me, "Where are you from, boy?" And I politely said I was born in Florida. And she said, "Where are you really from?" That ticked me off.
What that mean?
So when I had to get her some water, I still had the bag of her vomit. So I mixed a little of her vomit in that water. She didn't even notice, and I was laughing my ass off. W, my aunt being a terrible person.
Hell?
So my great-grandpa passed away recently, but when he was alive, my aunt used his money like the greedy demon she is. She bought Botox, a new car, and designer clothes. My great-grandpa couldn't do anything because he was an old, frail man and a bit senile.
You gotta put rat poison in the food. Why is she buying Botox for it? She's old as hell. Nobody wants. She like 70. She's 74. Her time is been over. It's done. There's no young freaking cub that's gonna go scoop her up and bang her from the bag. That's not happening, bro. Yeah, a situation like that, we're gonna get you gone. We're gonna immediately eliminate you from Earth. Facts.
My mom and other aunts and uncles even went to court because she used all their inheritance
Buying
money to
bull.
buy stuff. However, when I was at my great-grandpa's funeral, I saw my aunt and knew she had to pay. So I went into the other room where the food was and put a little bit of laxatives. My aunt, being the fat bitch she was, ate 9 cupcakes, 6 cookies, and 4 slices of cake. A few minutes later, she was crying in the bathroom and letting it all out. None of my family
That's
members
not
at
enough.
the funeral ate anything because I made a group chat and told them not to eat anything to warn them. After the funeral, my mom gave me $50 and said, "Today, you made the family proud." That
50?
story moved me.
W, but it should have been more. Should have did more. And only I need a couple of zeros behind that, bro. She spent nearly all the inheritance on her. Man, we gonna get you gone. We're gonna get you
I
gone.
hate your aunt too. So basically, after me and my ex broke up, I had a really bad episode. I have bipolar disorder, and I ended up talking to like 3 different guys and doing the deed with one of them. My ex got real upset because I moved on too fast. When he and my ex-friend were talking to each other, and they both called me crazy and got me sent to the psych ward. And then fast forward after I got out in about a month or 2, my ex is now talking to another one of my ex-friends and told me he didn't love me as much as he thought he did, and that he loves her more. Anyways, I might get back with him, so are you guys okay? What's wrong with you? Like, are you good?
Yeah, we definitely know something wrong with you. Now, my rule is this, you know what I'm saying? I'm very, like, I move like this. Break up, you know, I can move on as fast. This is extremely toxic, extremely. I can move on as fast as I want. You can't get nobody else. After me, you can't get nobody else, all right? I won't allow that to happen, all right? Can't. As messed up that it is, that's just how my rules go, bro. All right? You got to be sad and miserable for the rest of your days. Because you couldn't figure it out with the Quaymeister, you're never going to figure it out. Now, me, I can move on. I can do whatever I want. You got to stay where you at, in the sunken place. On some get out type joint. Facts. All right.
Good. My family's from Africa.
I can move on. We break up, I can move on the next day. We break up, you can't move on even after death. You get reincarnated to a motherfucking hyena. You can't move on with another hyena. All right? You're cursed for life.
And one time while we were visiting, we reached a point in the mountains that was too dangerous to have all of us stay in the car. I don't know, they just said we had to walk. As we're walking through a farm area my family owns, my dad breaks out of the conversation he was in, looks straight at me and my brother and points to a spot on the ground and tells us, "Your uncle killed his own brother with an axe right there." They were fighting over land because one of them hadn't even paid off theirs and still wanted more. Went straight back to his own convo like ain't happened. I don't even remember their names. My dad had like 12 siblings, 9 now because of the war and stuff. Dads always have the craziest lores.
Oh, that's crazy.
This is just a proven fact now. If I could, I'd bag Pearl from Steven Universe. Any of them. Not the yellow Pearl though. I mean, you say any of them, but Pearl is your #1 option? What about amethyst? Garnet?
I haven't seen Steven Universe, so I don't got no comment.
Diamond.
Movement back there.
There's so many baddies in that show. And you picking the girl who can't get over her first crush after 5,000 years? I don't want that kind of baggage, so I'm not bagging Pearl. I used to work at a dairy farm, and I would make cheese. This one time, I beat my thing in the bathroom, didn't wash my hands, and went back to making cheese. I want everyone to know that this guy is probably making the cheese that they be selling at stores and restaurants. This guy and probably multiple other dudes out there are the ones that are making your cheese and selling them to you for you to eat. Everybody, go.
You should get charged for that. Maybe not a felony, but a high level misdemeanor. That's freaking crazy. That's disgusting. I don't want no type of extra fluids and juices on my cheese, bro. I don't be eating cheese like that, so I'll probably be alright. I'll be alright. But at the same time, though, for my cheese, dairy eating, non-lactose intolerant motherfuckers, that's tough.
Go in your fridges and pantries and check on your cheese right now. You might find some extra cheese in your cheese. So let me start this story by saying I don't condone my friend's actions.
But
so a while back when I was 16 and in high school, I was dating a girl. Long story short, after 2 years of us being together, in my senior year, I found out she was cheating on me. I was pretty sad, but it was a few months to graduation, so I just cried for a little bit and moved on. A year later, I am in college studying for computer science. One of my homies who I told about her cheating took an internship at a pharmacy. Anyway, my ex Max came in for some pills, and apparently this guy was still mad about her cheating on me. So he switched her medicine. She had heart problems, and apparently he gave her a different medication for people struggling with ADHD. Girl ended up going to the hospital because the entire time she thought she was taking her heart medication. My friend after this, boss checked the cameras, and he claimed he did it by accident. They believed him, but he was still fired. To this day, I don't know what threw his head. And the worst part, he only just told me. I had heard she went to the hospital, but he told me this year during a New Year's Eve party when I went back home. This happened nearly 3 years ago. I've gone a little low contact after that. I know this is a confession, but should I drop my friend over this?
okay, that is crazy. I'm not gonna lie. That's freaking insane. Like, I get cheating bad. Oh, no cheating. Bad cheating, bad. But to the point, especially when it's like it's years past, what was like a year? What was probably like a year after cheat or whatever? That's you might have to do some jail time behind that. That's crazy. That is freaking insane. Okay. We want them to suffer, all right? We want you to suffer, but we don't want them to nearly die. At least I don't. I don't want you to nearly die, right? But I do want you to suffer, but not to the point where, you could almost get sent to the other side. You end up getting put in a gulag. Yeah, the friend gotta do some years.
Okay, outside of the very bad grammar in this confession, you in college? I will also say I don't agree or condone what your friend did. What they did was terrible and very illegal. Putting someone's life at risk just to get revenge that didn't even involve them. That's crazy.
Facts,
your friend
years
was crazy
ago.
for doing that.
Yeah, that's
so
wild.
dropping them as a friend is kinda understandable. But okay, I'm only talking for myself here. But if I found out my homie did that to my ex that cheated, I'll tell him, yo, that's mad wrong for doing that. But you did that for me? You did that for little old me? You know, I might mess around and marry my homie, but that's just me. Oh my God, yeah.
Huh? Nah, I couldn't do that. Nah, that's crazy. I couldn't do that. Nah. Of course, we're gonna make her like during the time period of her recently breaking up with me. We definitely gonna make your life miserable, okay? But we ain't gonna mess with your health and nothing like that or get you killed. But we definitely gonna bother you.
Yeah, I gave my cousin head.
I gave my cousin head.
Okay, I know this one's a joke,
What
but
the
I've gotten a lot of confessions like this that go into so much unnecessary detail about it. This is one of the reasons why I canceled family confessions.
俺がバカなのか、ある晩、とてもムラムラして、かぼちゃを使うことにした。翌日、 パンプキンパイを食べていたんだけど、前の晩と同じかぼちゃを食べていたことに気づかなかった。
Hi. Anata wa baka desu. Alright, so we're at the last confession, and this one is... This one's a doozy. So a few years ago, I was dating this one girl. I thought I found the one. I really did. This girl was perfect. Thicker than Nikki, and just about the nicest person I've ever met. Until one day, at midnight, around 1 a.m., that's not midnight, I get a video sent from her number, and it's her getting it on with some Asian guy. Naturally, I cried myself to sleep. I was already plotting some shit.
She must have been white. The Oxford theory, the Oxford study, we gotta see what's the phenomenon with Asian women. No, Asian women. No. White women and Asian men. We gotta really break that down and understand that. Because I don't personally understand that myself. That's crazy. That's crazy.
I wake up in the morning, and as I'm just laying there, crying in my bed, I get a text from her. She says she had gone out drinking and accidentally ended up sleeping with the guy. And he recorded it on her phone and sent it to me.
How do you accidentally get some pipe? How do you accidentally go to another man's house, strip butt, booty, bone naked, trip, whoopsies? What?
Naturally, I didn't believe her ass. She even called me boo-hoo crying like I was the one who got cheated on. So I knew I had to get my lick back. I couldn't let that slide.
And then got the nerve, like, tell you, man, a lot of these hoes manipulative, bro. A lot of, like, what the frick? What, like, wait, that's crazy. That's crazy. That's like the joint when I was with the girl. I'm like, dang, hold on, I didn't know we had other niggas. Then she hit me with the what she say? She said, if I did, would that be a problem? That's freaking crazy. And then got the nerve to talk about some to be honest, I don't have a man, but I just do things to get him off my back. Bitches, bro.
I was pretty close to her mom, and to cut a long story short, I told her mom about what she did, and that let me get closer to her mom.
You gotta, yep. I like where this is going. Crack the mom, right? You gonna sleep with an Asian guy? You gonna sleep with Bing chilling? Tum sword. All right, we got something for that.
I started hanging out with the mom more and more until eventually she let me, And we kept doing this for a while. She doesn't have a dad, so don't worry. I would never another man. I got together a good few videos I was planning on sending to this bitch. But a while later, I found out that my ex had gotten diagnosed with cancer. So I sat there and thought to myself, am I really about to make a cancer patient's life even worse? But I'm in too deep now. So I still go visit her in the hospital with her mom because I think it's the right thing to do. Some months go by and she eventually dies, sadly. And in her final words to me, she didn't say it.
We still send the video, I ain't gonna lie.
To give the letter to me. And it said, I'm so sorry about what happened between me and that man. I really meant it when I said I didn't ever mean to cheat on you. I'm so sorry. I still love you, and I wish I spent my final moments with you in your arms. I hate the thought of you moving on to someone else, but I know I deserved it.
That's crazy. That's some crazy manipulation. That's freaking crazy. You cheat on your guy. You didn't mean to sleep with him. So the video got sent over to you of her getting backshotted viciously. No condom. No Trojan. He offered rhino pill, 2-3 honey packs, and a Viagra. And then got the nerve to say, I still love you. I wish I spent my final moments with you. Hey, man. I'm not saying that I'm not saying I'm glad she got that cancer, because that's effed up. But karma comes in multiple ways. I'm just saying. Karma comes in multiple ways.
I hate the thought of you moving on to someone else, but I know I deserved it. I'm sorry.
That's freaking crazy.
And now, I'm with her mom. Every now and then, I wake up feeling like a piece of shit for being with her mom, but I still am regardless. Moral of the story: never get with a bitch who never had a father figure. That's the #1 sign to never get with her. Unless you want to get with the mom after your girl dies. Yeah, this one keeps me up at night. Bruh, that's what you learned from the story? You learned nothing! Okay, that's all the courage I have with reading these confessions today.
Yeah. You know, it's unfortunate she got cancer. But, you know, life just moves in funny ways. I'm just saying. It moves in very interesting ways. I'm going to just say that, bro. But that's it for the wild confession. These words, wow. This right here freaking blew me. Freaking blew me. Like, come on, man. Come on. You didn't mean for it to happen. You wish could have spent the last moments in his arms. You messed that up. You could have had that moment before you went over to the other side. To the other side. That's it. But both y'all enjoy. Yeah, man. Like, it's crazy, bro. That's crazy. Like, I'm telling you, went through a similar, like, literally a legit similar situation, bro. Crazy. Doing foul stuff, like real foul, out of pocket type joint. And then got the nerve to text me talking about, oh, you know, I don't understand why I don't talk no more. I miss you. Woo woo. Hopefully everything work out. I can't pretend like this don't hurt me. Do. Right. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. These hoes, bro. These hoes. But I'm gonna catch you later in the motherfucking next one. Hope y'all have a great motherfucking day.